Good morning. This is January 4th. It's Wednesday, 2023, and it's 9 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So actually today, this is where the market's at. It's up pretty high. And yesterday I had mentioned I didn't think that this market was ready to go down yet. It was still going to make one more pop up before it went down. And that's what it looks like it's doing. Take the 1 hour chart, show you what happened yesterday. The market went down, and I actually bought some call options here going up, and because this is pretty close to bottom here, and I figured that's probably it, and did this little spike here. And if the market would have gone down beyond that, I might have sold out. So I bought here, and the market opened up right in here, and it came straight down. And it came really close, so I had my finger on the trigger because I was actually at a minus here. But it still wasn't ready to sell, and if it would have come down here, I probably would have sold. I'm not sure, depending on the situation, how the market feels at that point. Meaning that if I felt the market was just going to turn around and come back up, I would have held my position. But anyway, none of that happened. The market came back up and it took off, and this morning this bar right here came straight down. It actually opened up first, and definitely in the plus in this as far as money goes, and the market came down, so I watched it closely because if it would have kept going down I would have gotten out. But for it to come all the way down here is pretty unusual unless it's a news report. And even if it was a news report, it's just going to bounce right back up. And sure enough, this was a news report. A report came from the Feds that they're just talking that they're going to continue to raise interest rates. So it's not anything big in the news as far as that goes. But anyway, that's what happened. The market went down, and sure enough, like I said, anytime a market moves big on news, it's always going to go the opposite direction. And that's exactly what it did. Came up here, and now it's here. So I'm hanging on to my position. I'm expecting the market probably, we have another 2 days. Today's Wednesday. Wednesday's sometimes a pivot day where the market will, if it's at too much of an extreme, and then it hits Wednesday, usually it'll turn around. Not always, but usually that's what it is. And so this is telling me we still have another 2 days to go in trading besides today. So it'd be nice if the markets just kept going and made one more rally up before it came down. And so far it's on target to do that. So I got about maybe 15 alerts today on underlying stocks that were all going up, making a new high. Not new highs, but new highs for the day. So that just meant that there's a lot of strength going up because it's usually follow the leader. It's herd psychology. You just get one stock going up, then another, and all of a sudden they're all going up, indexes and everything. So this, of course, is temporary. This is, like I said, I expect it to come up here, up in this area. It'd be nice if it had a spike like that, shot straight up. Second bar was lower, and then I would get in again. I would reverse my position, get in, going down, and then I would probably ride that maybe down into this area, and I can pick up some pretty good money doing that. If you look at the news reports, there's nothing positive in the news as far as the economy goes. So there's no real reason for this market to go up other than, like I said before, these markets are controlled to a certain extent, and they'll drive these markets up and try to get some buyers in here. And people believing that the economy is strong again, which is far from that, and they're going to start buying and buying and buying, and then the market's going to turn around. They're not going to sell until they've taken a big loss, and then they'll sell. And that's just the way this game is played. So anyway, that's where we're at. This is the ES. There's the Dow Jones here. You see the Dow, if it breaks out here and kind of comes in this little area here, it's going to be way overextended, and then it's going to come down here. And we've got all this way to go, so we've got a lot of money to be made on the downside. Same with the NASDAQ. NASDAQ already hit bottom, bounced and came up, and maybe it's going to come up here below this line here, somewhere in this area. Like I said, hopefully a spike, like one of these, and it'd be nice to short that. The market came here and it went down here, so it should retrace. I don't use the Fibonacci's a lot, just for fun, but it's it should retrace either at the 38% or 50%, which brings it into this area, which makes sense. Into this area, and then eventually it's going to start turning around. Okay, back to the ES. So that's what's going on. A lot of the underlying stocks are going up, including Tesla, and all they're doing is retracing. This is not a bull market. Far from a bull market. We're still in a bear market, but we're doing a retracement up before coming down. So we'll see how this day goes, see if it even breaks this and comes up in this area. It'd be nice if it did, because like I said, we have 2 more days to go, so the 2 more days might mean that it's going to start coming down. But let's see what happens if it continues up. I think it's going to continue up for the next day or 2. Okay, so that's it for today. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Again, I had bought a position down here going up, call option. It wasn't a big position because I like to trade these spikes, and that's when I start pouring some money in. And I'll buy positions here and trade these little moves up and down, but the positions aren't very big. And so that's where we're at right now. Okay, so I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.